She didn't believe in size until that night in Dubai. It was one of those rare days she longed for. A day off. A pause from the hospitality grind. Dubai's July sun was a golden fire in the sky, and the Waldorf Astoria shimmered in its heat like a mirage turned real. The sea was calm, the air soft and salty. She wasn't expecting anything but solitude. Just her, a book, and the luxury of breathing without demands. Clad in a modest dark swimsuit and a loose cover-up, she slipped off her sandals and made her way to the private beach. Her feet kissed the warm sand, and with a sigh, she settled into a white lounger. She opened her worn copy of The Bastard of Istanbul, a story about identity, heritage, and love in conservative settings. Something she related to more than she liked to admit. The moment she put on her sunglasses and let the sea breeze lull her, the world around her softened into a blur, until she heard it. "Hi. Sorry. Hi." A male voice, warm and slightly shy. She stirred behind her glasses. "Comma. I know you're probably relaxing. I really don't want to disturb you. But I saw the book cover. It just caught my eye. What's it about?" She blinked, halfway between dream and waking. He was tall, exceptionally tall, and so handsome it felt surreal. His skin glowed with the kind of bronze only the Gulf sun could sculpt. His hair was thick, his eyes intelligent and curious. His accent hinted at Lebanon, maybe Morocco. She sat up. "It's about a child born out of wedlock. A Turkish girl. And how tradition collides with secrets. It's layered." He smiled, watching her lips as she spoke. "You have a beautiful voice. And beautiful eyes too." Caught off guard, she laughed, hiding her shyness behind a smirk. "Do you always approach women reading controversial novels on the beach? Only when they look like you?" That was how it started. They talked for an hour. About books, travels, favorite beaches, their dreams. She found out he was here with friends. Entrepreneurs from different Gulf countries. Educated, ambitious, relaxed in his own skin. He was charming without trying. As the afternoon sun faded, they walked along the shore barefoot, water curling around their ankles like playful silk. He asked, "Can I see you again tomorrow?" "I'm off for 2 days," she said. "So maybe. Then I'll make sure it's a maybe you remember." They did meet the next day, and the day after that. Every afternoon they met under the golden heat, and by night, they shared candlelit dinners on the terrace of the Waldorf Seaview Lounge. There was undeniable chemistry, not just flirtation or casual attraction. It was slow burning, teasing, awakening. On the 4th night, after a long stroll and endless kisses under the moonlight, he whispered in her ear outside her suite, "Can I stay?" She paused, not out of fear, but because something inside her already knew. This won't be casual. Not with him, she nodded. Inside the elegant suite, there was a moment of silence. He stood by the window, looking at the Dubai skyline. She stood behind him, her fingers lightly tracing the hem of his shirt. "I've imagined kissing you since the beach," he murmured. "Then don't imagine any more," she whispered back. He turned. His lips touched hers gently, at first, like he didn't want to overwhelm her. But she melted into him. His hands traced her back, her waist, her neck. She kissed him harder, pulling him in, needing to feel the weight of that desire. When he pulled her toward the bed, she felt her skin rise with goosebumps. Every gesture was patient, worshipful. "I want to kiss you. Down there. Do you like that?" She blushed but didn't look away. "Yes." He knelt in front of her. His mouth explored her thighs, then her center, slowly, gently with reverence. Her breath hitched and her hips arched forward on their own. It was pure pleasure. Thoughtful, focused, synchronized. And when it was her turn, when she wanted to return the gift, she kissed his neck, chest, stomach, lower still, tasting his breathless sighs. She felt his body tremble under her touch. His scent was intoxicating. But it wasn't until he was inside her that she knew. This wasn't about size. Not really. But it was. He fit her completely, deeply, perfectly. It wasn't just penetration. It was filling. It was a puzzle completed. A hunger finally fed. He stretched her with such ease and connection that her body sang back. They moved together in harmony, a dance of hips and sighs, repeating the shape of the stars. Figure 8. The eternal loop. Back and forth, deep and slow. Her nails gripped his shoulders. Her lips parted in a whisper of disbelief. Every movement echoed something primal. 1,000 unspoken dreams flooded her body. There was rhythm and rage, softness and surrender. He said through clenched teeth, "I'm close." She wrapped her legs tighter. "Me too. Don't stop." And when they came together. Her cries met his groans. His eyes burned with emotion. He was saying something again and again, almost delirious. "I love you. I love you." She replied without shame. "You're so big. This is perfect." And it was. They spent the next few days like lovers out of time. Morning sex, laughter over room service. Lazy afternoons tangled in each other's arms. Midnight swims and slow showers. There was no talk of the future. No promises. But everything felt real. The world outside Waldorf didn't matter. Months later, they were no longer in touch. Life had pulled them apart. She returned to her job. He traveled again for business. But neither forgot. Sometimes, when she was alone at night, she'd close her eyes and remember the feeling. His lips on her neck, the weight of him above her, the stretch, the sighs, the stardust. She'd reach between her thighs and recreate the memory with trembling fingers, whispering his name. He, too, never let go. In his quiet moments, he'd touch himself to the memory of her moans, her grip, the way she looked at him while gasping with pleasure. He would close his eyes and see her again, lying back, surrendering with love. He told his closest friend once over coffee in Casablanca, "That was the best sex of my life." But not because it was wild. It was because we matched. Like we were made for each other. They never spoke again. But in the silent space between memory and longing, they still lived together. 1 week in Waldorf. One perfect alignment. One unforgettable fusion of body and soul. To be continued.